Om. 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 Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Sai Ram, offering my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most merciful Lord, who keeps blessing us immensely by bringing his chosen ones. And today we are blessed to have Vijayamma yet again with us to on a satsang where she not only goes back to the times of the Patha Mantiram days, she's also answering questions that have been put forth to us, to her by many of us in a question answer form. And the whole idea is to interact, and we will allow Amma to finish what she has to say. And if any one of you has got any further questions, we will see based on time. Let's move forward. Okay. All right. Sai Ram Amma. So please, looking forward to hearing you. Brother, you got to unmute for a second.
Yeah, we'll start this session with this question. Swami says, you take one step, I will take 100 steps. How do we experience this? Is there any inner meaning?
When Swami said, I will take one, you take one step, I will take 100 steps, is really divine declaration. It is divine decision. It is divine powerful reply for us, because Swami proves that I can take 100, even 1,000 steps for the sake of my devotees, to save them, to give them ananda and everything. And to Swami said, two examples for that, how to do that. And Swami said, when you are in problems, when you are in crisis, and you have lost so much in business, and you are panicky, you can't sit idle in one place and thinking about it often and often and get depressed. No, you should not do that. You must be smart. And Swami said, see, if you are in problem, now we want, so, but if a businessman had thousands, he lost lakhs of rupees in his business, and he got so many bags of groceries and so many items in his house unsold. And then Swami said, if you sit in a corner and glue over it, I can't carry you on my shoulder and take you to shop. No, you must get up, go to your shop, you show your items to the shopkeeper and ask him, what can I do with this? How are you going to help me? Then I will see that the shopkeeper will accept all your items and give the money also. First, you must come out and do your duty. You try your sadhana. You play your part, and then I will play my part. And then Swami said one more example also. Come on, you can go to your bank, you can ask for a loan and do something. And if you go and explain the bank manager your problems, I will be there. I will see that you will get a loan or he will help you in some way. And everything is done within no time. I can do everything for the sake of the devotees. And Swami said, and I am always at your door to help you. And I am always waiting. What is going by devotee? going to ask for me? How can I help you? So Swami is so compassionate, so generous, and so sweet all the time to help her. How do? So when I was talking about this, when Swami said that, now my mind went back to the olden days and how I experienced the same thing. So, everybody knows Swami arranged my marriage and he fixed the day and he fixed the board and everything. So we were in Puttaparthi. Swami blessed all of us so much, so nicely, and said, come on, now you go to your place, Kuppam, you get ready for the marriage. I am coming for the marriage. When Swami said, Swami, you are coming for my marriage. Yes, I am coming. You send a car, I come to them. So when all Swami gave us so much energy, so much faith, and we came back to Kuppam, to our village. And it is a remote village. There is no big halls and everything, no conveniences. My father got so worried. What am I going to do? Because my father was the president of the village. So almost the whole village knows him very well and is so respected by everybody. So now he said, how am I going to accommodate so many people? He was so, and he called his friends and told him, come on, you do something, see whether we can get a place. And when we are thinking like that, and so
Nobody knows.
my father's friend came, and he is a zamindar in that tiny village. He's a well respected person. And when he came to my father and was talking about it, my father told him, see, this is my problem. I don't know what to do now. And the Zamindar said, why are you so worried, Radhakrishnaya? I have got my palace, 3 stories. I am going abroad. For 3 months, I am not coming. You can occupy the whole place. And my father was really shocked. He was shaken. And in one way, he was so happy. And he didn't find a word to thank him, to say what to do it. And he was very said, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And he gave the keys. He said, which is a 3-story building. In those days, no current, but petromax lights in every each and corner. The kitchen is so big. You can use everything. I'm leaving the house just like that. You can, my God, what a relief, what a blessing, what a wonderful role Swami played. And we have no words to explain that. And when it was arranged, so immediately my father called all the cooks, electricians, and so many people, and to keep the storeroom and everything. When everything was arranged, because it was those 3 stories, as I told you. First story we occupied, and the second story we kept it ready for Swami to stay there. My sister Sushilama was in care. She used to look to the needs of Swami. And the third floor for the boys. And really, the place was so wonderful, so spacious, with all garden all around. And it was really just like a heaven. And when my father called the business people, they went to the storeroom. They kept bags and bags of rice, dal, everything. It just looked like a Maya Bazaar. My God, what a wonderful place. Anyhow, Swami, as Swami said, and for the marriage, Swami came, and for 3 days he stayed with us. And in the time of the marriage, he sat next to me in the chair, and he's telling the priest, come on, do that, do this. And at the time of Mangalya, Swami created the Mangalyam. And the marriage took place with great pleasure and so much ananda, and there is no words to describe how Swami. And, and everything went off very nicely. The marriage was over, and Swami blessed us all so nicely. And Swami was about to leave to Puttaparthi and said, come on, be happy, and everything was fine. Now, one more miracle, what I'm going to say, as soon as the marriage is over and Swami went away, my father called all the shopkeepers, electricians, the cooks, servants, he wanted to pay them, everyone. So as soon as I called them, they said, sir, why are you calling us again? We are already paid. My God, what do you mean by that? I'm just calling you now. I mean, no, now only you paid us, and how can you say you have not paid? And immediately it struck to me, struck to everyone of the family. My father was no words, and he was flabbergasted, and he was stupefied. What am I going to say now? Then we thought of Swami's Leela, Swami's role, how he beautifully paid everybody like that. We have in the we had only 20,000 in the purse, and we have spent more than 30,000, and all that money was given away by Bhagavan. And you see, and how Swami is so compassionate, so generous, so sweet. So, like that, Swami said, and immediately we went to Parthi, and Swami received us as usual. And he's very calm and quite as if nothing happened, as if nothing happened. My father was about to say something. He said, no, 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 I have done my duty. He just never want to hear one word about us. It is, I have done my duty. Why do you want to say something? Come on, be happy. So that shows when we take one step, Swami is ready to take 100 steps, even 1,000 steps to save us, to give us ananda, to remove all our obstacles and everything, and see that we are always peaceful. So it is our duty to take a step, and Swami is already there to take 100 steps. That's how he proved.
దాని ఏం ఇంపార్టెంట్ అదే మెయిన్ నమ్మకం అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్.
Faith, implicit faith is very important, and devotion, and that unwavering devotion, not ordinary devotion, unwavering devotion, implicit faith is very important. When as Swami says, when you do your part, when you do your role, I'm also ready to finish my role. So implicit faith and that what to say, you must stick to your devotion also. Do your duty.
Shall we go to the next question, sir?
Sairam, please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Please. When we meet devotees, we greet each other with saying Sairam. Is there any specific reason for this?
When somebody asked me, when we greet each other, that is a habit. We say, as soon as we say devotees, we say Sairam to everyone, how we greet each other. And somebody asked me, is there any specific reason? I said, my God, it has wonderful meaning. It has heavenly secret behind that. And then I told them, yes, Swami has once told us, when you say Sairam, and many people doesn't want to say Sairam by mouth. They doesn't want to say that. And some people will say with their head, they go like that. And some people with their eyes, yes, yes, like that. And some people will say just like bye and like that. And some people will say, oh. But Swami said, instead of that, everybody, greet everybody, hold your hands, and with a smile, open the gates of your heart and Sairam, say Sairam. It's so happily, lovingly, it has got a great specific meaning, secret behind it. I said, Swami, what is there? Then Swami said, you know, there is a bank in your heart, a spiritual bank, a savings bank. I have put a bank in your heart. Whenever you say Sai Ram, that money, it is Sai Rama Nama Dhanam. it is called. When you say Sai Ram Namam, that bell, as soon as you say that, that one, it goes into the savings bank of your in your heart. And as you say many times, it gets multiplied by hundreds and thousands and like that. When, when, when you are in problem, and Sai Rama Namadhanam will always help you. As you when you are young, when you are working or doing your job, and you always deposit some money in the bank, and whenever you have problems, you take like the same way. I have created a spiritual bank, savings bank, Sai Ram Nama Bank in your heart. And whenever you say Sai Ram, but especially when you fold your hand and say Chiti, it has got a Chakravati, super interest. You will get more interest and your money will be increasing like anything. And then Swami saying that in those days, Swami, the old Mandir, Swami used to explain the meaning of the Sai Rama Nama Dhanam in a wonderful way. He used to, as soon as the bhajan is over, and he used to take the prasadam plate and used to come to each, every and everyone, and he used to distribute from prasadam. And you know what a wonderful song he sang. ఏమి రుచి ఏమి రుచి ఎంత రుచిరా ఏమి రుచి ఏమి రుచి ఎంత రుచిరా శ్రీ సాయి నీ రామ మేమి రుచిరా ఏమి రుచి ఏమి రుచి ఎంత రుచిరా పంచదరా కన్నా పరమానము కన్నా భవ్యమో నీ రామ మేమి రుచిరా ఏమి రుచి ఏమి రుచి ఎంత రుచిరా కదలి ఖర్జూరముల కలకండలను మించి కమ్మను నీ రామ మేమి రుచిరా కమ్మను నీ రామ మేమి రుచిరా ఏమి రుచి ఏమి రుచి ఎంత రుచిరా ఎంతో రుచిరా. Swami said, this Sai Rama Namam is sweet, sweeter, the sweetest. And he says what it tastes. Can you imagine? Can you think how tasteful it is? Swami said, it is so sweet. It is so taste, and it is a feast also, a feast to the body, mind, and soul, everything. And Swami also saying, this is much sweeter than sugarcane juice, sugar candy, and a banana, and a palm fruit, and a sweet forest. What not? But even then, you cannot compare the Sai Rama sweetness with any. It is the most, it is beyond words, beyond description, beyond explanation and estimation. You know, Sai Rama Namam is so tasty, so powerful, so nice. So when Swami was saying like that, immediately my mind went into a bhajan form. I said, Swami, how kind you are, how graceful you are, how generous you are, how beautifully you are explaining this Sai Rama Nama Dhanam. How to explain you. Sai Namam Madhuraksharam Sai Namam Madhuraksharam Akshara Brahmam Sai Ramam Akshara Brahmam Sai Ramam Sai Namam Madhuraksharam Brahmanandam Parama Sukadam Bhavatītam Bhavagocharam Bhavabayaharanam Bhagavan Namam Bhavabayaharanam Bhagavan Namam Pranava Sarupam Prabhu Sai Ramam Pranava Sarupam Prabhu Sai Ramam Prabhu Sai Ramam Satya Sai Ramam Sai Namam Madhuraksharam. So see, Sai Namam is so sweet, it's so beautiful, it's so tasty, it is a peace. So like that, Swami said, come on, at least in future, when you people meet each other, hold your hands, say Sai Ram. It has got so much wonderful blessing, wonderful, powerful uh, help to you. So that's how Swami explained the meaning of Sai Ram to each other.
Sir, can you ask Amma to come a little bit forward? I think the sound is slightly lower. A little bit forward. Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
We'll go to the next part, sir.
Yeah, please.
Why you have not introduced Swami's name as Sai Baba or Sri Satya Sai Baba in your books? You always said, my Lord. Is there any reasoning for this?
It has got so much specific reason, a solid reason behind that. Because in the beginning itself, we have told you, as soon as we saw Swami in 1945 itself, we didn't want to say his name. We didn't want to call him as Sai Baba like that. But afterwards, when everybody asked me, and I told them, yes, there is a specific meaning in that thing. When Swami, when we were there, at that time, Swami was in Whitefield, and Swami was getting ready to go to East Africa. And even when he was going to East Africa, and his mother,
South Africa. South Africa. South Africa.
South Africa.
No, East Africa. Correct. East Africa. East Africa.
East Rama was also there. When Swami said, I'm going to Africa, and the mother came. The mother is a mother. She came with tears rolling down, took Swami's hands and said, Swami, why do you want to go to so far away, Swami? I can't stay without you for a single minute. And people say that Africans are very powerful people and it is full of animals and all that. And then Swami had a very good laugh. I said, who told you all these things? They are also people, they are also living so happily, so peacefully. They have got their own way of living. There's nothing like that. Don't get unnecessarily scared. And then Swami was about to sit in the car, and we were all there. And then they said, Satya Sai Baba, Jai, Jai, Jai. It was so nice. And Swami was, the car was about to start. Again, Ishwarama came near the door and called people who were going with Swami, please take care of him. Don't allow him alone. And Swami said, oh, okay. And then Swami said, see, what do you want from Africa? What do you want? My God, really? She's a wonderful lady, I can tell you. And we don't know who told her. And she softly and sweetly said, Swami, I heard that gold is very cheap in Africa. So everybody laughed like anything. And who told you like that? And then Swami, okay. How much gold do you want? And she was no word. Swami said, I bring a big brick of gold and you can hang it around your neck all the time. You can be happy. Then everybody laughed like anything. The whole atmosphere changed. Instead of feeling so sad about it, everybody enjoyed it. And the day Swami was returning from Africa, and still she was in Whitefield only. He was about to come at 2 o'clock, but the Vijayamma Garu, from 10 o'clock, she's sitting near the door. She didn't had any food. She never, no, I am anxiously waiting. Amma, Swami has already sat in the airplane and he's about to come. Don't worry, he's coming happy. No, no, unless I see him, I'm not going to have anything. So the whole, as soon as Swami's car came, she went running just like a deer. And Swami also got down from the car and he also coming so fast to receive her. And she hugged him and embraced him with the tears of joy rolling down. And even our eyes are tears of joy rolling down to see the mother and the son. And Swami said, ఢిల్లీకి సుల్తాన్ అయినా తల్లికి బిడ్డే అన్నారు అంటే he may be Sultan of Delhi, but mother is a mother, son is a son. So the mother's love, that compassion has no words. Then everybody said they gave heartbeat and Swami so sweetly. God landed Swami nicely. And Swami hold hand of Vijayamma Garu and took her inside. And we went, all of us went and sat in the room. Swami took rest for a little while and came down, and we were all sitting in the room, assembled there. And that room was filled with musical instruments, lots and lots of musical, different varieties of instruments. And Ishwara Magaru said, Swami, why you brought all these things? No, no, I didn't bring. They are sending it. They want to send more and more, I told him. And these are the instruments they use for bhajan, for satsang, for everything that they wanted to. And then Swami said, as soon as they got down in a place, as soon as they got down in Africa, in the Nairobi, it was at the night, 1 o'clock or something like that. I thought the aerodrome will be, nobody will be there. But the aerodrome was filled with thousands and thousands of people. And as soon as I got down from the plane, and they were shouting and starting, Sai Baba Jai, Jai, Jai. And it was such a wonderful, and it was so nice to see them. So then I was taken by car to devotee's place, Mr. Patel is called, his family. And the next day, they arranged for a meeting and they took me by car. But Swami said, you won't believe if I say something. And every inch was filled with decorations, flowers, banners, and lights. And it is dazzling. It never looked like a sunshine. It was dazzling with lights. When they took me in a car and they placed me high on the car, and all the officials, the ministers, the government people, everybody was dancing before me, singing bhajan. They are all, even the ministers were so simple, so gentle, so compassionate, so loving, and they were all, when they were bhajan going on like that, I remembered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Swami said that word, really our hearts are filled with joy and so much joy in us also. And we don't find. And Swami's face was charming. Swami's face was full of love, full of compassion. And he said, I have never seen such a reception. Welcome. My God, it was wonderful. They're all dancing and taking me singing bhajans. And I said, I have no word to say. But whenever I get down from the car, thousands of people will kneel down. Nobody will stand. And they fold their hands and say, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. They never, even in the speeches, they gave speeches, even in they never used my name even once. I was really taken aback. I was really so happy to see that they never used the word Sai Baba at all. All the time they were saying, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my sweet benevolent Lord. Like that, Bhagavan, they said, Bhagavan. We are so happy, Bhagavan, we have come to our place. We are blessed us, and the whole place is full of joy, eternal joy. And then few days I stayed there it looked like a festival. All the people day in and day out waiting for darshan and waiting for my speech and all. And Swami said, oh, they said, my Lord. Like, and Swami, and looked at me. I don't know why he looked at me. Because as I remember, he must have remembered, we never used the word Swami. We said Swami only. We never used his name. And I was so happy. Then it so happened, then I said Swami. I used to write down day-to-day days and all that. And then I decided, I took a resolve that I am not going to use Swami's name in any article, in anything, save my Lord. And Swami says, there are so many titles for me. You can call me Bhagavan, you can call me Master of Masters, you can call anything, my compassionate Lord. Why can't you do that? Why, but each and everything, oh, Sai Baba said like this, Sai Baba told like that. Why are you using my name? But they never use my name, even one. And so the South Africa tour was really wonderful. Then I took a decision not to use his name. It is big. And then, next.
Vamanamurti. Vamanamurti. Swami pakkan nilchukone Vamanamurti madiri unti.
And Swami said, all these Africans were so tall and gigantic figures. And one minister came, they wanted to take pictures. And they came and stand next to me. I was just looking like a Vamanamurti. And I was so shocked. And they were all gigantic figures. But one thing Swami said, they look black, but their hearts are pure white. So they are full of devotion, full of love, full of joy. And I don't find words to express their devotion. When Swami said that, and we can imagine how devoted, how much love they had for Swami. It is really beyond exhilaration and estimation. So like that, we enjoyed the trip. And Swami said, and afterwards, I never use Swami's name, you know very well, in my Anyatha Sharanam Nasti book also. And even in articles, whenever I speak, I never use his name as far as possible. And it was such a joy. It was such a pleasure. It was such a, what to say, so much divine devotion.
We'll go to the next question, sir.
Please.
What was your experience while writing these books? First, second, third, and fourth.
And I really can't express. I do not find words. I do not find how to present, how to say, how to do. And so, when Swami, one day, I was sitting in Kulwat Hall for his darshan. Swami came out of Ejur Mandir and he was walking like a Chirumandahasam Vikar. So, such a sweet smile. He was looking something special. It was so charming. And she was so attractive. Swami, wearing a yellow gown. And he looked like, so Swami, you are looking like Krishna Paramatma. Swami, you are so beautiful. I'm so happy. And so he came walking towards her. And he came and stood before me, which I never expected. Then I was about to take Pada Namaskar. Swami said, why don't you write a book? It was just like a thunderbolt from the sky, Swami. And I thought he's talking to somebody. I looked back because it is not my subject at all. It doesn't have any connection at all with me. When I looked back and Swami said, I'm telling you only, I'm asking you only to write a book. Swami, me writing a book? What do you mean, Swami? I don't know anything, Swami. How am I going to write a book? Then Swami had with a sweet smile, And with such a graceful look, he said, for so many years and so many days, we have enjoyed Swami's manifestations, miracles, naughty games, and whatnot from dawn to dusk. You have for so many years, you have enjoyed so many things in your life. So put all those things in the book form. Make it a book form. And I was really puzzled. I was really shaken up. I said, Swami, I don't know anything about how to write. I am not a scholar. I am not an author. I have no knowledge at all. What am I going to do? Then again, Swami said, when I say write, you write. Yeah, Swami. Then I came home. I took Padamaskar. Swami blessed me nicely. I came home. I have to bring down nearly 50 volumes of books. Day to day, handwritten diaries, I have to bring them that 50 volumes of books. And from the number one, I started looking at it. I have to read each and every page. Otherwise, how to take out 1945? Now it is 1990 now. And how am I going to recollect all those things? So I started taking page by page. I'm going, and every page and every line was impressing so much, and I was so sensational, so emotional, and could not, I could not bear my heart, just pounding like with the joy, divine joy, eternal joy, and and as I went on reading the page by page, I took a pencil and I have to page number, paragraph number, and this. So manifestations, miracles, and games of Balasai, and how we spent our time in Chitravati, how we spent our time in the old Mandir from dawn to dusk. What is our time to bring all those things in one place? My God, it was really such a hard job. It was really filled my mind day in and day out from dawn to dusk. I'm looking to these things only. And when I started doing like that, my body was filled with the divine vibrations. Every cell of my body was filled with the divine joy. When I went through the pages one by one, more and more joy coming out just like a fountain. They're beginning. And then my mind, just like a honey bee, started collecting and correcting all the issues, all the manifestations, all the details, one by one. And I have to, and then my brain, my buddhi, just like a mighty divine workshop, started storing all these things in its womb and gave me whenever time. So like that, the whole day and night, I was completely engrossed. I was completely drunk. I was completely swallowed. I was completely merged in thinking of how to do, how to do, how to do. To just bring out, to separate the things, it took me more than 6 months. After 6 months, now I have to pen down, I have to bring them on the paper. So I took paper and started writing. And because it is such a, so much, so hundreds of pages going on, after penning down and what the and captions. What captions should I give? How am I going to give captions for all these things? And miracles, I can say miracles. But when it came to naughty games of Balasai, I don't know how to put the caption there. Then I said, Tuntari Sai, that is impish Sai. My God, if I say it like that, Swami may get angry also. But what am I going to do now? He's impish. He's naughty. There's no other word to use. Come on, let me do it. Then if Swami can correct it. Like that, to give captions also, it took me more than nearly 1 year. I was completely engrossed. I was completely drunk. I was completely merged in thinking of all these things. Then, as soon as I compiled everything. I took it into a book form. I ran to Puttaparthi. I wanted to show it to Swami. You know Swami very well. If you want something, he knows how to play his game, how to make you tease you, how to uh, how to extract our feelings also like that. So I went and sat in Parthi, the first line, and Swami standing near the door itself is looking everywhere. From there itself, he knows where to go, how to avoid people and all that. He came just next to me, to the person, and went to the judge side. He didn't come to me at all. And that's for 3 days. I was sitting in the front line. He's not coming at all because I can't stay for a long time. I have to come back. Like that, 3, 4 times every week, every month, I used to rush to Puttaparthi and take this book. Whenever I take the book, it doesn't come to me at all. Then I decided, Mom, come on, let me not take the book because it's not coming. I kept it in my room and came for darshan. Our naughty soul. When I say, what a wonderful play, what a majestic role, what a sweet way of his doing things is really beyond expression, beyond words. That day he came and stood before me. He said, where is the book? Swami, today I didn't bring it at all, Swami. Okay, okay. Said, tomorrow you can bring. So next day I took the book and Swami came so sweetly. Swami came and he took that book and went on the page. And I was especially saying that Tuntari Sai, that impish Sai, what Swami is going to say. And exactly when I think that, I, how dare you can call me Tuntari Sai? I said, Swami, you are naughty. What else can I say? I have to use that word at all. Oh, he said, all right. Then he went on. Then I said, Swami, you have to name the book yourself. Then he said, no, I am not doing. You can do for yourself. You don't believe we waited for 6 months. He didn't give the name at all. We said, no, Swami, unless you give the name, we are not going to print it all. After 6 months, again Swami came and one day I was giving him the book and he said, Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. And I was really so fed up, I can say. So, I mean, he's always like that. When you want something, he never comes directly to you and says, there's already something directly. We ask something and he will tell, he's telling a sloka and going there. What am I going to do now? And then I went back to my room. I said, Swami, why are you doing like this? The next day again, I came and sat in the light. I showed the book. Yesterday I told you the name of the book, Swami. Yes, sir. Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. I thought. It just looked like a sloka. It just looked like something, a Sanskrit verse. Okay, Swami, okay. And I came home. I cried like a child and I wept like anything. Swami, I have never heard such a name. I have never seen such a name. What a wonderful caption you have given. But we don't know. I don't know the meaning of that also, Swami. And for 3 days, I went on thinking and thinking, what should I say? Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. Oh my God. He said, you have not surrendered to me fully. Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. Unless you surrender total, that is my refuge. I am always there to bless you, to take care of you, to give you everything. Oh, said Swami. How wonderful. But one thing I can tell you here, when we printed the book, Anyatha Sharanam Nasti means when you took refuge. Where do we take refuge? We always take refuge with his lotus feet, without our knowledge. And we have printed on the book his lotus feet only. See how, why I am telling is how he plays without telling one single word, without looking at you. And so silently, so beautifully, so sweetly, he pre-arranges. Everything is pre-arranged. Everything is done without our knowledge. And the lotus feet was Swami, how beautiful it's Swami. It is your design. It is your sankalpa. Without your sankalpa, without your no, nothing can take place. So we lotus Vishati is wonderful. And even the page was red. Swami's robe is red. Swami, you selected the robe, also such as Swami. And we are so happy about it. And like that, when I started doing all these things, nearly for more than 1 year, I was not in this world at all. I was completely drenched. I was completely drowned. I was completely engrossed in His ennobled word, His divine word, His divine plan. And after finishing the book, I really felt very sad. My God, I had wonderful days, always thinking of Swami. Now there is nothing to do. I had read the book. So, like that, and one thing I can tell you, when in the book there were some gaps, and Swami always filled those gaps and used to write with his pen and fill those small gaps, and especially poems. In those days, no tape recorders, and we have to always depend on Swami only. Whenever Swami comes to Madras and stay in my sister's place, I used to keep all the diaries next to his and used to go on. And it is what we great fortune. How blessed we are, how fortunate we are, how lucky we are to get this golden opportunity, sitting so next to some in his proximity, in his sanidhi, and when he was looking like that, my mind thought of Potana, the great poet. And Potana, he was writing Bhagavatam. And when you are writing Bhagavata in the mornings, and especially in one sloka, he could get the proper word, the proper line. And, and Potala was thinking and thinking and thinking, and he could not feel it. Then he told his wife, see, I'm going for my bath. I'll come back from my river, and then I'll write again. I'm not getting the proper word. She said, all right. He went like that. Within few minutes, he came back, and he came back and he sat there and wrote something and went away. Then after some time, when Potana came back, and the wife asked, why you came and again, what? Am I? No, I didn't come at all. I'm coming now only. I didn't come at all for that. Then it struck to him, saying something. He rushed to his table and opened a book. And the third line was written by, completely written in that. And then with the tears gushing down, with tears dropping down, and with he called his wife. You know who came? My Ramana came. My Ramana came, and he has written, Potala didn't come. My Ramana came, and he filled the verse, and he filled that third line. And when they say that, and then I thought, at least Potana didn't see the form of that Ramana. But here we are seeing 24 hours in a day in and day out. We are seeing our Sai Ramana. Why we are sitting so close, so in proximity of our Sai Ramana, there without his knowledge and without his presence. But that Ramana wrote a poem here, Sai Ramana sitting with us. Yes, Pratyaksha Daiva. Premaika Daivam. Pratyaksha Swarupam. Swami, again and again, I don't know. I don't find words at all to describe, to say how beautiful you are, how charming you are, how graceful you are, Swami. I don't find words at all. So, like that, uh, after printing the book, and we sent just 500 copies to Parthi.
Vachala Srinivas. Printing போயிருந்தது.
And went to print also. And we were thinking, then my son was not with us. He was in North India, working in Delhi and so many other places. I don't know how to print and what to do. I don't know anything. And I was so puzzled. And I was thinking, Swami, now you asked me to get it printed. I don't know what to do, Swami. And then one lady came running to the room in Parthi. And I said, she said, and she said, my name is Vatsala Srinivasan. I'm running a press. I work in a press, very huge press. I do Swami's work. And I want you to give you the book. I must only print that book and nobody else. You must give that permission to me only. I, again, my job was to cry, to tears falling down. Swami, how silently you do things, how silently you arrange, pre-arrange, everything in advance without our knowledge. And I thanked that lady and I was so happy. And I said, Oma, this is all Swami's plan, nothing else. Then I don't know how where to go. Then my sister Sushilama's son, Ishwar, he was living in Madras and he has got some contact with this lady, Vatsala. I said, you come to Madras, we can do something. Then I went to Madras. I stayed there for 3 months and I don't know how to thank Easter's family, Easter's wife, and each and everyone in the house looked after me with so much love, with so much respect. Every minute they are supplying me everything in the city. And this lady, great lady Vatsala, came home and said, you don't come out of your house. I will bring all kinds of paper. I can print everything I will bring here. You can select what you want. So like that, she came every day. For 3 months I stayed there and she showed me the print and everything was done so beautifully. After 3 months, the book was published and we took it and I thank each and everyone in the family. I thank Ishwar's family and I thank Vatsala also and I thank Dev. And as soon as I came home, and she sent the books. And at that time, while releasing the book, it had so happened. It is also Swami's pre-plan, you see. My son came back from North India and he was to stay with us and he's going to work in Bangalore. I said, Swami, how to thank you, Swami? How to pay our respect? How to show our way of love to you? How beautifully, silently you are doing everything. Then he was supposed to go up north, but I told him, if you go, who is going to look after all these things? Then he said he can resign. Then it so happened at that time, Swami is in Whitefield. It is also our good luck. He knows very well. Then the next day, he took the resignation letter and Swami came to him, what is your plan? Swami, this is what. He said, so come on, don't worry. You resign. You take care of all these books and you stay in Whitefield and do everything. And we printed 500 books and sent it to Parthi. I said, who is going to read this book? How am I going to enjoy all these things? Within 1 week, you won't believe if I say they wanted 1,000 copies. I said, my God, who is reading all these books within 1 week, 500 books and all? And Swami, like that, up to this minute, this Anyatha Sharanam Nasti book in Telugu and English still moving. Still people are reading and enjoying. Every day we get a message by phone. So, Amma, it is a wonderful book and wonderful. And one thing I like to tell you, because don't think I'm so proud of myself. One day, a student came running to me because I know that boy very well. He said he came running to the room. He said, Auntie, can I tell you something? Yes, Baba, tell me what is it? Swami is having so many books next to his chair on a table and telling everybody that day Swami gave interview, we were all sitting there. Some guests were also sitting with Swami. He said, he showed this book. He said, it's a wonderful book. Everybody has to read the book. And I was really dumbfounded. I was really puzzled. I said, Swami, how silently you are doing everything. And then he told the students, if you really want to pass your exam, there is a chapter so at SSLC exams. You read that chapter and go to your exam. You really pass with nice marks. So, like, and then afterwards, I came to know so many books are given by Swami with his own hands to the ministers and the officials and so many people. So many people came to my room and showed the book, and Swami has signed so beautifully in that book. And up to this minute, and we are so thankful, so grateful to Swami, and I don't find any word to say. And and while doing like this, and what to say, song. Well, say the book. And Swami, as I told you,
Pure love.
everything late of night.
Pure love.
Yeah. It is pure love, unsullied love, uncontaminated love, unwavering love of Swami. Up to this minute, he is helping us, guiding us, guarding us like that. Even at this age, I'm so aged, and we are living happily, peacefully, and harmoniously. And I like to say, each and every minute and each and every action, each and every deed is blessed by Bhagavan, is blessed by our Lord, is blessed by our Master of Master, Sadguru Maharaj. We can say whatever you want. So I don't find how to thank Swami even up to this minute. On top of that, I'm so thankful to you and the organizers for giving me this golden opportunity to share the love of Swami. So what I request, what I love to say, under the canopy of his love, let us all spread love. Let us all live in love. Make life a paradise on earth. What else to say? I'm really so happy and so thankful to each and everyone. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Amma. All I can say is every week there's a customized message. Today, the last line that you said, canopy of love, is a message that needed to reach a few of us today. All of us are in different states of mind with what happens around us. But there was a very, very big message that came from morning. We have been wondering, to whom does the word Satya Sai Baba belong? There has been a discussion on that topic for I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of the topic. But the word Satya Sai Baba, is it mine, yours, somebody else's? This was a topic that was being discussed in various forums. And in the evening, you come back and say, Swami actually preferred not the name Satya Sai Baba, my Lord. He is our Lord, Lord of Lords, filling our lives with love. And as long as we understand that we are in that canopy of love, we will spread love. And only praying to Swami that that love spreads through love in us, believing that everyone has love inside them. And I'm only grateful to Swami for bringing you on, because I too have to confess yet again, one of the books that I read from cover to cover, I'm not a very great reader. I normally read and then I choose a mood to read. But one of those books where I could not drop off at a chapter was Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. So it is a blessing for us to have you over so many weeks answering in such a lucid manner. I can't be more grateful to Swami for bringing you, and you are an inspiration to all of us to believe in total Sharanagati and be a worthy instrument for him to play his flute through us. Sai Ram, Amma, thank you so much, and we shall finish off with Samasta Lokas. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai. Sai Ram Amma, thank you so much once again, and praying for Swami's grace to be always on you and inspiring many of us in that process. Sai Ram.